Oh! What in the world?
Oh my God. I trust in you. I trust in you. You saw my pride.
What if the movies we watched as kids that sold us on the idea of Prince Charming, the idea of romance, right? Everything from Disney princess movies to Hallmark Channel, right? Selling us on this idea of romantic love. But what if the romance was just a trap to continue to get women to believe in the institution of marriage? Because let's think about the wave of feminism that finally allowed women to have their own bank accounts, allowed them to file for divorce, allowed them to actually get a job outside of the home, right? And so what other way were they going to seduce us or lure us back into what is clearly entrapment than to get us to believe that romance is alive and well and that we could have a marriage fueled by romance? But any married person will tell you that romance alone does not fuel a marriage.
What's up, vibers? If you're new here, my name is Jamie, and this is Amazing Vibes. And on this channel, we talk about inspiration, beauty, and lifestyle. And today we're talking about the romanticization of marriage. And boy, this is going to be one for the books. So a few weeks ago, the Holy Spirit had told me to stop romanticizing marriage. And I was like, huh? Like, what do you mean? Romanticizing marriage? Am I romanticizing? Girl, am I romanticizing marriage? Well, apparently so, if that's what he said, right? So long story short, I was like, okay, God, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Can you be a little more specific? Like, how am I romanticizing marriage? What do you mean? When I tell you the floodgates opened on my YouTube timeline, oh my gosh. I have seen YouTube video after video after video of all the girlies on TikTok crying about their marriage, all the things that they're going through, all the horrible, harmful things, I'm gonna just say mistreatment because there's certain words that you can't use on YouTube, but there's a lot of mistreatment that's going on in marriage. And me watching these videos, like, I realize I really have been romanticizing it, and I did not realize that that's what I was doing. And when I think about it, I think it's because we have so many of these Disney movies that brainwash us from the time that we were children to want marriage. And I think that's why a lot of women of all ages, all races, they really struggle with the desire of being a wife. And of course, a mom too. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But it's like there's so many women out there that are just so, no shade, because I was too, but they are so desperate for marriage. They are so desperate for a husband. They're so desperate to be a wife. And I'm just here with the transparency. I know I was desperate, y'all. Desperate to be a wife, desperate to be a mother. I wanted it so badly. And God is like really waking me up to letting me know, like, it's not what you think it is. And he told me, he was like, everything isn't what it seems to be. And, you know, I see that now through all these videos. And I'm not saying that everybody's experience is the same. Of course, everyone's experiences are going to be different because everyone is different. There are some people that have good marriages. There are some people that love motherhood. There are some people with great children. But for the vast majority, I think the divorce rate is around 70% last time I checked. And women mainly are the ones that are filing for divorce. So my common sense kicked in and I was like, okay, if it's that high and women are the ones that are filing for divorce, then what's going on? What's making them want to leave? What is it that the men are doing to these women? And I'm not a man hater. I'm not here to shame any man or anyone in their marriage or anything like that. But it's just a common sense thing because I can't speak for all women, but I know a lot of women, we fight tooth and nail and we hold on to the very end till we can't hold on anymore to try to hold a relationship together. And that's not all women, but that's how a lot of women are. And that's how I am. So if a lot of women are filing for divorce, then that means something is going on because they're not, the majority of them are not just going to up and leave. So I got to thinking, if the majority of women are initiating the divorces and the divorce rate is so high, that means they're unhappy in their marriage. That means that something is going on with the men. And we're talking about heterosexual relationships, right now because I'm a heterosexual woman. So it must be something that the men are doing or not doing. So it got me to thinking and going down this rabbit hole, like, what is it that the men are doing or not doing? So I put together a compilation of TikTok videos. I want y'all to sit back and watch, and I'll come back for my commentary. Stay tuned.
وراها with my fucking family. I'll do it. Fucking provide for everybody. I don't give a shit.
Would you stop?
Wonder why I'm fucking mad. Fucking wonder why I'm upset. Fucking do everything for everybody else, but I'm gonna do shit for me.
Houston is sleeping.
Well, fuck it.
Stop. There's no reason to get that angry.
Oh yeah, no reason? Maybe weeks of being promised shit that ain't fucking happening? Maybe fucking having to beg for attention and fucking hold you because you won't fucking touch me? No fucking reason.
Alright, so listen, bro. I know you're in pain too, but bro, there are so many people that go into labor and do not act like this, dude. Like,
they act
please.
worse.
Bro, no, dude, like, bro, I've seen videos with people, like, having childs in cars and shit, bro, and they don't even be acting like this. Like, it's perfectly fine with them. Like, come on, bro. Stick this all together at least a little bit, bro. No shit hurt, but come on, dude.
Get up.
No, I'm not gonna.
Go do
No,
the
I'm not gonna do.
dishes. Melissa, I come home from work. The house is all dirty. What do you do all day?
I've been working.
Working?
Just because you go into work and I work off my computer doesn't mean anything.
Working? It looks like you haven't been working because the house is all dirty. The dishes are still out. How about you go clean them? Like, because it's your
dishes?
job.
Those are your dishes.
I don't care. It's your job.
It's
You're the
not
woman.
my job. I'm
You
your
are
wife.
the woman.
Ever since we've gotten married, why have you started acting like this?
You are the woman. It's your job. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna go find another woman, alright?
Go
It
ahead.
doesn't even matter.
Go ahead.
The
I
woman
don't
that
care.
actually does her
I'd rather
job.
be with someone that does 50-50 and doesn't think the
I'll actually
women.
go get someone that does her job.
Okay,
in the
good.
house.
You go find someone. Good,
Like,
good
cleans
luck.
the house
Good
and
luck
does the
finding
dishes.
someone that's gonna put up with your bull.
It's not bull. Now get up. I'll make you do the dishes.
No,
How
you're
about
not
that?
making me do anything.
How about you get up
away
and
from
go
me,
get
Tom.
the dishes?
Don't touch me.
Get up.
No,
and
I'm not gonna.
go do
No,
the
I'm not gonna do
dishes.
anything. Back away from me.
It's
I'm
your
serious.
job.
It's not my job.
Then get out of my house.
Okay, I will.
This is what happened to me after breaking my postpartum recovery out of fear of being cheated on. I was just 5 days postpartum after having my baby via C-section. As soon as I got home from the hospital, my husband started pressuring me, according to him. It had already been too many days without intimacy, and he had his needs. I explained that I was still in recovery and that we were supposed to wait 40 days before resuming anything. When he heard that, he said he wasn't going to wait and that if I didn't want him to cheat on me, I should break the recovery rules. I started crying, but he kept arguing and pushing me, saying I was being dramatic. Out of fear of being betrayed or abandoned, I gave an end, broke my postpartum recovery even, though I was only 5 days after major surgery. Soon after, I had to be rushed to the hospital due to severe hemorrhaging. When I got there, they immediately took me into surgery, but during the procedure, I went into cardiac arrest.
Today's my first time going back home in public, and it's probably one of the hardest things that I've had to do. I feel so embarrassed going anywhere, people staring at me. I have my sister with me. Just the effects of everything after. People don't realize how hard it is just to go back to your normal life. It feels so ugly. Just like, I feel like I can't go anywhere without people just staring at me, like wondering what they're fucking saying. But I know it's gonna get better.
Here's some things that my soon-to-be ex-husband used to do that I didn't realize wasn't normal until after I left. When the Wi-Fi guy came to install our internet, he made me FaceTime him the entire time because he said that I might try and sleep with him, and then he still accused me of sleeping with him, saying that I could have slept with him before I called him or after I hung up the phone. Didn't tell me happy birthday until right before I fell asleep on my birthday, 2 months after we got married. Gaslit and manipulated me into not having a job and said, I just want you to be a stay-at-home wife. And then when like money problems would come up or any kind of issue with me would come up, he would complain about how I didn't have a job and how I'm just mooching off of him. Only came home and ate dinner with me maybe twice a week because he was at his parents' or his brother's house. He did not get me a Christmas present, but instead he gave me his debit card and said, don't know what you want, you got $50, go get yourself something nice. Complained and told me that I was folding his clothes wrong when he never ever did laundry, wash clothes, nothing. He told me over a year after we'd been married and I was pregnant that he wanted multiple wives, and then he was upset that I was upset about it. Got pissed when my parents bought us groceries one time. Told me that he didn't believe that our son was his son, and when I said get a paternity test, he said, I don't even want to because it could be so close to my brother's DNA that you probably slept with that it would just say that it was mine and I would still never know. When the electricity went out on 2 of our rooms, including a bathroom, and our washing machine was broken, and I tried to get him to fix it for about 9 months, he told me that I should have been more grateful and that it was a test to me because people back in the olden days didn't have that kind of stuff, so I should have just been grateful that I had it in the first place, even if it was broken. Okay, that's all for now.
You know what, ladies? Go ahead and get married. Get married, get it out your system. That way you can see what the hype is all about. Like, get it, go ahead, because y'all want it so bad. Y'all are fighting so hard to be domestic servants. Y'all want to be, I don't know what it is you think that marriage is going to provide you outside of the contractual benefits. You ain't going to live as long. You're not going to be as happy. You're not going to be as healthy. But if you want it so bad, do it. Just do it. Then you can stop with the fantasy of it all. Then you can stop wondering what you're missing out on. Then you can stop chasing it and you can realize it's not what it's cracked up to be. Get it out your system. Go ahead, give yourself about 5 years, maybe 7 years max. Feel it, understand, and then be done. Be done. Now there's no more hype about it. Now there's no more curiosity about it. Now you don't have to live your life longing for something. Do it. Get it out your system. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. I don't want to hear no more complaints. Because it's what it is a lot of y'all get married and realize that what people have been telling y'all, and now you stuck. And now you in it. And now you like, dang, I can't even go against the system because this is something that I begged for. This is something that I prayed for. So go ahead, do it. Do it. Do it. Let us know how you like it. Be honest though, because most of y'all are lying. Most of y'all are lying about how you feel about that marriage and that man. But go ahead, get it out your system. Go ahead. The reality is marriage benefits men, but divorce benefits women. Yes, alimony, spousal support. But let's be honest, how many of y'all are actually dealing with men that are affording you this lifestyle already so that when the divorce happens, now he owes you this? Y'all aren't. Y'all aren't. Y'all are begging to be married to some of the worst people. All it is just to validate the decisions you made to have that man's kids or to move that man in and to do certain things for him. So the validation for you is, let me at least get a ring. No, good luck. Good luck.
AI, can you explain how marriage is a scam in your most feminist raging voice?
Oh, you want the gloves off version? Okay, here it comes. Brace yourself. Marriage, as it's been sold to women for centuries, is one of the biggest scams ever perpetuated. It's been packaged like a fairy tale, but functions like a contract where women give up freedom, labor, youth, and often their dreams. For what? For the illusion of stability and a title. Meanwhile, men have historically used it as a way to secure unpaid domestic labor, emotional caretaking, and consistent sex, without ever truly being required to evolve emotionally or spiritually. The patriarchy sold us this idea that our worth is tied to being chosen. But let's be real. Being chosen often just means being selected for how well you can serve someone else's needs. And while women are out here cooking, cleaning, managing homes, raising children, and holding down jobs, men are still asking, what do you bring to the table? The audacity. And when it ends, who loses more often? Who has to rebuild her life, identity, and credit score from the ashes of happily ever after? Yeah, it's not the one who kept his last name. So no, marriage isn't about love. It's about power. And for too long, it's been about controlling women under the guise of romance. Oh, want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
All right, let's dig deeper. Marriage, especially the way it's been traditionally structured, isn't just a scam. It's a system that gaslights women into thinking they're winning while they're actually losing autonomy, time, and access to their full potential. It trains you from a young age to believe your ultimate achievement is being picked, not creating, not leading, not building, but being chosen by a man. A man who, let's be honest, probably wasn't trained to emotionally show up, communicate well, or carry half the weight. It's like a lifelong job you never applied for that doesn't come with benefits, but expects your full devotion and labor. You get love bombs up front, maybe a ring if you're lucky, and then years of invisible work. And if you don't want to do that anymore, you're the one who's difficult, cold, bitter, or too much. Not the system, not the man, you. And let's not forget, marriage laws were literally designed to treat women as property. You couldn't even have a bank account or sign a lease in your name without a husband until a few decades ago. A few decades. That's not ancient history, that's your mom's lifetime. Now, if women today are waking up and saying, wait, I can have my own house, my own income, my own peace, and not be drained by a man-child, yeah, that's not rebellion, that's healing. So if marriage isn't built on mutual evolution and radical love anymore, then what is it? A scam we've finally woken up from. Want to unpack how singlehood disrupts the whole thing?
Yeah, how do single women disrupt the whole thing?
Oh, single women shake the whole damn foundation. Because when a woman stays single by choice, she exits the role she was programmed for. She's no longer serving the economy as a caretaker, wife, or mother by default. She's not trapped in unpaid labor. She's not playing the I'll support him so he can thrive game. She keeps her time, her energy, and most importantly, her power. And what happens then? She starts using that power. She travels, she builds businesses, she invests, she spends money on herself. She chooses relationships that feel good, not ones based on fear or survival. She becomes sovereign. That's dangerous to the system because she's no longer dependent on a man, a marriage, or even a corporation to feel safe. She's free. Capitalism doesn't know what to do with a woman who doesn't need to be rescued or tamed or sold to. She doesn't buy the lie anymore. She becomes harder to manipulate. And that ripple effect, it's massive. Other women see her. They start asking questions.
I've been what? I've been doing what for 10 years?
You've been writing on my income.
I've been writing on your income for 10 years. Being a stay-at-home mother, which you wanted me to.
Thanks for coming in for the interview. I was just hoping to review the job description with you, just to go over some things. Yeah, I know we've talked about raising kids together, so I'm happy to talk about some of our expectations. All right, so you'll be on call all week long. So I'm on call 168 hours a week. That's correct. And you'll handle everything going on in the home. Okay, that seems doable. Right, you'll handle the cleaning, so things like vacuuming, washing the floors, making sure the counters are cleaned, picking up after the kids and myself. You also need to handle the dry cleaning, washing the clothes, drying the clothes, folding the clothes, and putting them away in their respective rooms. All the food, so you look at the pantry and figure out what we're missing, you come up with the grocery list, do the grocery shopping, and prep all of the meals just to make sure that I have something to eat. Oh, is there anything else? Yeah, you would also handle everything with the kids. Like if they get up overnight, you get up overnight. If there's something going on at school, you take them to and from school, you arrange all their activities. If they need to go to the doctor, you make the appointment, you take them to and from. So I'm on call 168 hours a week. What about sick days or vacation days? Oh, you're right. I should have thought to mention that earlier. I'm so sorry. Yes, you will be handling all sick days with the kids, and when we have a vacation, you're going to organize it and take care of them and make sure that they're loaded up and all the stuff is packed. You'll also be packing my stuff. So will you be doing anything to contribute to the housework? I mean, I'll take the trash out and mow the lawn if you remind me. This doesn't sound like you would be very involved with the home or the kids. I'll be the one who works in the relationship. You know what? This isn't fair or equitable. I don't want to put my career on hold for this. Wait, no, you can't quit. It would cost us over $150,000 to pay people to do what you would do every year for free.
So in my video about my car and my ex-husband paying the down payment, I got some really weird comments about marriage, and one of the things around it was like, so you just married for money? And women, I need you to understand that you should not be marrying for just love. That is a trap. That is the trap of all traps. Of course you want to like your husband, love your husband, but if he's broke, what can that man do for you? Not a lot. And you'll be miserable and resentful. So I implore you to make sure you're being strategic if you plan on getting married in the future?
I don't know why no one's talking about this, but a lot of my friends are getting married. Honestly, my friends have been getting married since I was 25, and that was 3 years ago. Over the years, they have given me really good advice. They've given me really good advice. Their mothers have given me really good advice. So I kind of want to share my favorite takeaways from my smartest, most successful married friends and their married mothers. Okay, so whether you care to admit it or not, women still face a pay gap, a funding gap, an ownership gap. And for a lot of women, marriage is still the #1 wealth accelerator. But something that people do not talk about is how marriage can quite literally be a trap if you enter it blindly. Okay, so these are some of the questions that you need to ask yourself, okay, when it comes to the business of marriage. Okay, #1, does he view you as an equal or an expense? That's a really good one. #2, if he lost everything, would you be the plan or would you be a liability? Okay, #3, does he want a wife or a witness to his success? Okay, 4, if you're an ambitious, like career-driven woman, does he see your ambition as a threat or an asset? #5, is he offering you security or is he offering you control disguised as love? #6, if you guys are building together, are you protected if it ends? Okay, #7, is the estate plan as romantic as the proposal? Consider it, I know, think about it. Okay, #8, and this is a really good one, especially when you think about legacy. Will his will honor you or will it erase you? And one of my friend's moms told me that one. Anyway, I feel very fortunate to have smart women in my life who just remind me, you're not just choosing a partner, you're quite literally choosing a co-investor in life, right? Like, this is not just for play. And while so many women are caught up in the romance of everything, like, you have to understand that marriage can also be a trap, and it's not always what it's cracked out to be if you don't have the actual answers. So whether you want to marry well, go 50-50, or even be the breadwinner, because we also don't talk about the fact that a lot of women are breadwinners, just know what's on the table and who owns it.
I'm a happily married woman, and I tell women all the time not to get married. You know why? Because I was 24 when I got married. I was a baby. My frontal lobe was not fully developed. I didn't know anything. I got fucking lucky. Okay? I got lucky, and I've been transparent about that from the get-go. Because statistically speaking, we know how women end up in most cis-het relationships, okay? It ain't good for them. It's not good for them. I got lucky, okay? I got lucky. At 24, you think I knew what I was looking for in a good husband and a good life partner? And who would eventually be a good father to my children? No, I sure didn't. But I can look back 14 years ago as a woman, as a married mother, who has a great marriage, who has an equitable partner. I can now tell women, hey, listen to the married woman. Listen to the happily married woman. If I'm happily married and I'm telling you, don't do it, it's not worth it, what do you think an unhappily married woman is going to tell you? It's not. For most women, it's not worth it. Because for most women, you will end up doing the majority of the domestic labor and the child care. You'll probably still end up working. And then you'll outgrow your husband. That is the unfortunate truth of it. You want to sit here and tell women that they can't share this information to other women because they're married? Shut the fuck up. Shut up, dude. Okay? You want to listen to a single person? This is the same thing. Like, if I was single and telling women this, you would tell me I was bitter and single and lonely. I'm not. I've been happily married for 12 years, and I wouldn't recommend it. Because that's coming from a very, very privileged place. Because most women don't have what I have, okay? So listen to the married women, the happily married women that are telling you, don't do it, babe. It ain't worth it. Because your chances are you're not going to get lucky like me. That's just, it is what it is. But don't sit here and say, we can't teach about patriarchal things if we're married. Don't.
Okay, so now that we watched some of those videos, it has given me a better understanding of what God meant when he told me to stop romanticizing marriage, because I had no idea that it was like this. A lot of married women are coming out and saying that marriage is a scam. And I feel so bad for them because I feel like they were sold a lie. And to be quite honest, all of us have really been sold a lie, the same lie. A lot of men don't marry for love, they marry for convenience. And a lot of women feel like, I can't say certain words on here, but basically that it's indentured servitude. You have to do everything. All of the household work is going to be put on you. That is going to be the expectations because they were also sold a lie. They were told that the women are supposed to do everything. They're supposed to cater to you. They're supposed to serve you. They're supposed to do this. They're supposed to do that. So that is their mindset. And they're going to put everything on you. Not only as being a wife, but being a mother. And not only you have to be a mother to the children, but you have to be a mother to him too. He's like another child being added on. And a lot of marriages are abusive. The man is knocking a woman's head between the washer and the dryer. You got men that are cheaters. You got men that are down. Just when you think that you have to deal with this and that, not only are they cheating on you with a woman, you got to worry about them cheating on you with another man. There are men that are down low. There are men that are bisexual. There are men that want to be with other men, but they can't because of society's expectations and the patriarchy, but they blame women for it and say it's our fault that they can't be with other men. They take that anger out on the woman because they can't be with who they really want to be with, which is another man. But baby, it's 2026. You can be with whoever you want to be with. Now, I'm not saying go out there and do that, and I'm not saying not. What you do is none of my business. But if you are a person that wants to be with a person of the same sex, don't drag someone else innocent into it because it's not fair to them. That's being selfish. You gotta worry about STDs. You gotta worry about on-break babies. It's just a lot of things that you have to deal with inside of a marriage. A lot of women don't talk about these things, but a lot of women are going down to the clinic because their husbands are bringing them back things that, they may or may not can get rid of. And now, as an adult, now that I know these things, it's just really not making sense to me. Why are we celebrating marriage and having like all these big parties and weddings if it's so bad? I just don't understand that. Now that women are coming out with it, why would you continue to celebrate something that's so bad? And again, I'm not saying every marriage is bad. There's some good marriages out there. But at the end of the day, you just really don't know until you get inside that marriage with that man and get inside that household with that man. Because a lot of women say that the men are good in the beginning and they cosplay being a good person. And then once they get you where they want you, they switch up on you. They switch up on you. And it's just really scary. After watching these videos, I've had a desire again, ever since elementary school, to be a wife and a mother. But I have asked God to take these desires away from me. And I think this may be how he's doing it. I'm not really sure. But now that I'm watching these videos, even though I still have a desire to be a mother, I don't really have that much of a desire to be a wife anymore. But I'm not trying to be a single mother. And I definitely ain't going to be nobody's baby mama. That's just not going down. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm getting older in age. Every year, I'm just getting older and older. So I really don't know. But at the end of the day, it just sounds like I'm not missing out on anything. The men for so long have kind of held this over our heads about, oh, that's why you single. You ain't got no man and this and that. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't seem like we're missing out on anything. It just feels like manipulation. Like they want to be like, oh, you better watch out. You're getting kind of old. You better help and get a man. They want you to like settle so they can be their indentured servant. They can get you in the house where they can get all the free sex and all the free cleaning from you. And then they can mistreat you whenever they want to. So, a lot of men say that marriage doesn't benefit men, but it absolutely benefits men. Because if it did benefit women like that, like someone said on YouTube, they would have outlawed it years ago. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Just like we don't have autonomy over our own bodies anymore to do what we want. We can't even make the decision anymore whether we want to keep a child or not keep a child. So if the marriage really benefited the woman, they would have outlawed it. Even if not years ago, they would have outlawed it when they outlawed the other thing I just told you about. So yeah, I just am starting to feel that marriage really is a scam. And we have been brainwashed again since we were younger, watching those Disney channels. We're looking for this fairy tale, living happily ever after, and that's just not reality for a lot of women. And even the women that do have really good marriages, they're still saying don't do it. I'm like, that is a major red flag for me. Like, if the Holy Spirit already told me don't romanticize it, and the women who have good marriages are saying don't do it, then I don't even know if it's worth even getting into. And I'm kind of glad that I'm older now, because it's like a deterrent from a lot of men. A lot of men don't want older women. So, you know, I don't have to worry about rejecting a man and possibly being unalived and all this craziness, because I can go out into the world and I'm kind of hiding in plain sight. Like, they see me, but they don't see me. I'm kind of like invisible, and not just because of my age, but because of my weight too. So yeah, but I don't know, y'all. Are there any women out there that still want to get married, especially after watching this video? Were you romanticize the marriage too? Like, because for me, I come from a biblical perspective when they say serve your husband, but I'm not saying that the Bible did this. I'm just saying in general, I think that men replaced the other S word that Black people went through for 400 years with servitude. So it's not really servitude. You know what I mean? It's more of the other word. I can't really say it. But anyway, and now when I think about serving my husband from a biblical perspective, I think I really was romanticizing it now that I look back on it and I can kind of see it. I was looking at like, yeah, I want to serve my husband, like making him breakfast in bed, massaging his feet, giving him a back rub, things like that. So I think I really was romanticizing it. And not to say that you can't do those things, but if you pick the wrong man, it's gonna be a wrap. But that's one reason why I try to stay connected to God. I try to stay in my word. Am I perfect? No. But I do try, and I do try to keep those lines of communication open with the Holy Spirit and stay obedient to him and wait for him, because I don't believe in my heart that he's gonna send me a man that's gonna mistreat me. But just because he won't send a man that's not gonna mistreat me does not mean that, you know, the marriage is gonna be a fairy tale. It's not gonna be all sunshine and rainbows and all that. That's just really not the reality of marriage for a lot of people. So I really have been having to pull my head out of the clouds these past few months and just watch these videos, which have been really eye-opening for me. And I'm glad that that did happen, because I would have hated to have gotten into something that I basically biblically couldn't get out of and date again if my husband was still alive without committing adultery. So yeah, but if you are a woman out there that is romanticizing marriage and motherhood, which will be my next video, make sure you really, really stay connected to God, stay prayed up, get in your word. And yeah, God will lead you and guide you to be put in a situation where the right man is going to come to you. But I just wanted to make this video because I didn't want y'all to go in eyes wide shut like so many women have. And then they get over there and it's nothing that they thought it would be. I know that must be a soul crushing experience for those women, because you know, but I'm just going to keep it real, baby. I would leave. And now I am understanding why the divorce rate is so high and why it has been initiated by the majority of women, because they are being severely mistreated in these marriages. I'm not saying don't get married. Still get married if you want to get married, but go in with your eyes open, knowing what it really is. Don't continue to have your head in the clouds and thinking it's going to be one way, because you're going to be in for a rude awakening if you continue to do that. All right. So I hope this video encouraged someone. Again, it's not to discourage anyone. It's not to shame anyone. I'm not a man hater, none of that. But these women are not lying. And I know y'all are saying, oh, well, you've never been married, so you don't know. But I mean, for me, I just use my common sense and my wisdom. I don't have to be married in order to know what marriage is like, because the women that are on the internet crying about their marriages are married women. I am the type of person that I look at other people's experience and be like, hey, I don't want to go through that if it's something bad, because a smart person learns from their own mistakes, but a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. And so I just want to leave y'all with that. If you're feeling the vibe, click like and subscribe. And just until next time, just know that you are so amazing just the way you are, and continue to vibe high.